You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Today's tip comes from Jen E. Miller, SVP of Producer Development at Marsh & McLennan Agency. With over 20 years in sales, sales training, and sales leadership, Jen specializes in helping sales teams exceed their goals. From individual coaching to creating and building sales culture, Jen works closely with those who are already good to motivate them to want to be even better. Here she is.
Cultivating thoughtfulness in business and in life. A few years ago, pre-pandemic of course, I witnessed something phenomenal. A business leader visited one of his employees. They live almost 700 miles apart, to personally deliver a 20-year service award. He could have mailed it. He could have waited until they saw each other again in the future. He could have asked a local manager to meet with his associate. Instead, he went out of his way. He traveled himself. He presented the award personally. And I kept thinking, how thoughtful, how genuine, how sincere, how absolutely incredible. Genuine thoughtfulness goes a long way in business and in life. Around the same time as this event, a colleague reminded me of the 4-way test that Rotarians use as an ethical guide for relationships, both personal and professional. These questions can easily be applied in all business discussions and decisions. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? I believe it is paramount that we encourage and push each other to be genuinely thoughtful in all areas of our lives, a habit that requires constant practice. Could the key to thoughtfulness be active listening? I've blogged on this topic quite frequently and find it's a hard skill to practice if one isn't intentional about cultivating it. Some of my favorite stories from sales professionals over the years have been when they've been paying close attention to know how to meet the needs of others. When they hear information about different industries, communities, and clients, they are always working to connect the dots. Truly genuine and thoughtful business leaders are always processing the news they hear, asking themselves how this could impact or does impact their current clients and prospects, and then often taking action in a deliberate and thoughtful manner. Sometimes that leads to writing a note or sending a card. Do you want to build stronger relationships with your clients and prospects? Do you want to stand out and be remembered? Write a card or a note. Hand address the envelope. Drop it in the mail. It sounds so simple, right? But how many of us actually have supplies on hand, including the stationery and stamps, to put this idea into practice weekly, if not daily? At this very moment, my to-do list includes taking the time to get 3 handwritten cards out the door. 1 to thank a leader in the business, 1 to check in on a friend having a difficult time in these strange times, and 1 is a birthday card. By Stephen Covey's standards, I am far from habitual with my card writing, but it's something I've prioritized for decades. I firmly believe handwritten cards show you are kind, thoughtful, genuine, and considerate. Taking the time to write a note and drop it in the mail might even mean more to the recipient than you will ever realize. And during pandemic life, what a great litmus test too. If you have or can get home addresses for connections, colleagues, current clients, and future customers, you are already further along in your trusted relationship building than maybe you had even realized before. As a side note, never mail something to someone's home if you have not met them personally or they did not personally provide their home address to you. That would be a little weird. Your kindness, attentiveness, and thoughtfulness goes a long way in business, in life. Until next time, good selling.
Jen wants to challenge you to write to a close connection this week and get it in the mail. For more from Jen, just click over to DailySales.Tips/784. Once you've done that, be sure to come back tomorrow for another great sales tip. Thanks for listening.